You are watching the review of Liberian Newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. Francis, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Paul, from my end, from beautiful Stockholm, Sweden. How about you, my brother, in beautiful London?
I'm good, Francis. I'm good. My internet might be giving probably a little bit of delay, so you might hear me for our audience. I guess Comrade is in the background. He might be said before we start the show. We'll take a quick musical intro while we share the show and wait for our viewers to join us. So we'll play our lovely music, the national anthem of the Bottom Line, which is the great Takunje himself, to tell us what's happening to Mama Liberia and other events, and then we'll get into the main discussion today. So let me see where can I find Takunje.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. With their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee, and now unique they deceive us. The king we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow there's tendencies to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
Discussion. Tonight is your host, the Lord Cholope, and my co-host Francis Mensah in Sweden. Joining us tonight is Comrade Mower. Also from Chicago, Illinois, the place that the convention had just took place. Welcome, gentlemen, to the bottom line discussion.
Thank you, Lord Cholope.
Muted. Okay. Yeah. Francis, how are you? How the great kingdom of Sweden?
Yeah, Sweden is here. We all know now. That the leaves are turning yellow. So it's the sign of the cold coming. Yeah. So, but otherwise, Sweden is pretty good. Yeah. Grateful.
To our viewers, kindly share the show tonight. We'll be talking about Mama Liberia. Sweden is pretty good. Mama, you can see me in jumper. This morning, for some reason, we had a fantastic weather yesterday. The rain kicked in today. The place went dark over and it's turned cold. Now we're heading for the winter. Is that what we say? Autumn first before the winter. So the cold weather is coming again. And this is why some of us want to go to Mama Liberia. But then what happened in Liberia again scared a lot of people. So today, we're going to look at the incident that happened yesterday in Liberia. We'll look at the news report. Something is not right with our country. And to our viewers who want your input on this, what is the best way forward for Mama Liberia? So our friends say we're not going to be here for long because the Liberia situation is really irritating a lot of people now. Where are we heading? Your thought. I will start with Ava and then go to Francis. The incident in Liberia yesterday, what's going on?
Oh, thank you, the Lord Cholope. What I heard yesterday from individuals and social media, the first caller told me that Monrovia was seen to be tense, but that person lived on the old road. And I said, what was going on? According to her, somewhere around 4 a.m. Yesterday morning, the police surrounded the headquarters of the CDC. And by the way, according to her, what she had, people were going, the police were entering the yard, and a few guys that were taking care of the yard, they were at the front. So a young bar rider was passing, he saw them, he ran to the guy to the front, said, "Oh, you're sitting here, the police are entering your fence." So when they got there, tension rise, and the guys were trying to tell them to leave because they were not officially approached to enter the yard. So that led to stone throwing and blocking a road, according to all that they blocked from the Better Outreach. the Baghdad area. And the second person told me like what had happened the same way the story went that he got into the area. They did not inform the party headquarters in any way, but according to what had been going on, the police have been ransacking areas and expected ghetto areas in Monrovia. So they went there and the guy resisted them. And tension was building up. And the former president heard it and he arrived on the scene. He came and he called, I think, one of the leaders of the police. That, look, I don't know what's going on here. Please call your people to leave. There's no trouble here. Let the police leave from here. So according to him, the police left and the guys were chanting that their leader has arrived. But he mentioned something that the front page Africa carry a sensational headline in the government of Liberia. Yeah, through the Ministry of Information requested front page Africa to withdraw that kind of sensational headline. That's so far that what I
okay.
Yes. But
okay, Francis.
That's what I heard. We'll come to what could be the solution. But what I heard.
Okay. Well, come to Francis. I will start with you, and I will share this thing here. Probably this is people here, and if you can see this from front page Africa, blood, smoke, and charcoal. There's somebody lying on the floor that looks like this person is dead.
Blood, smoke, and chaos.
Chaos. So if you look, follow down at this, follow down at the picture, you see there's a female over there. It looks like they have. They actually, if you look at it in the red trouser, she only have a bra on, and a two police officers holding her by her trousers, dragging her away. And someone else is lying on the floor. I think this person is dead. So this is front page. What's going on? Francis, talk to us. I mean, being an ex officer, talk to us.
And the news that is coming from Liberia, especially in regards to the law enforcement arm of the Republic of Liberia engaged in scuffle with our citizens from the opposition, political party that has resulted into death and several wounded. It's alarming, so to speak, and the police has a right to protect itself too, but also in the same vein, they should exercise restraint. The lady there, she was, her blouse was taken off. I don't know how and why, and the story that says blood, smoke, and chaos, it just a sum of that, blood was spilled, tear gas, canister was used, so it's a smoke aspect of it, and the burning of tires in the streets, especially in the Tubman Boulevard, right across a major investment, which is the Lone Star, the Lone Star, telephone company, mobile company. It's a major investment in our country. Things could have turned out badly, and those offices would be ransacked, and other things were happening. So the chaos that ensued yesterday, we hope that it doesn't happen again. I know it needs to be investigated thoroughly.
Right. The same from pay Africa, I think I bring our is that where he alluded to that the government have to rest on this. Front page is saying here that this is the second time within this month that the Liberian National Police and supporter of the major opposition, the main opposition party CDC, have violent clash. This is not the first time in this month; it's twice in the same area. So is that the story you're talking about, Ava?
What happened? Actually, I spoke to somebody who was in community leadership, rather, not work, because he stays in community leadership of this of the CDC from the Tingo village, having been a relative. So I as the first caller told me that it was very tense roadblock, and people, the market, like on the old road, people could not open the market. They were afraid. They didn't know what was happening. So when I fought to speak to him, he said the former president went there, but in that community, what was actually happening, the police had wrongfully illegally entered the yard, and they joined over the fence, this and that from the back. So the sedition that were there, they were running for their life. They were passing through community, and they encounter neighboring community, begin to block spaces so they can pass. And they took serious exception to that for the fact that one relative of ours lives in that area. So he was like, the guys told me, like, he was the one that said people should block the area. So the people who were running away from the police would not pass through the community. So he was like, I have to go there to call meeting with this person so we can discuss it, because this is like almost the second time. So actually, he did not say to me whether somebody was killed yesterday, but actually the police were tear gathering, they were running.
Okay, all right, great. So according to the same front page, I think the police they went to, they were relating to the DEA, the drugs people that they want to raid that area. So based on that, I think all of this is at the back of CDC headquarters. That place is a ghetto center that the police decided to go and raid because they've been raiding other ghetto communities. So is that what led to all of this, Francis? What do you think from the newspaper article?
Yeah, I mean the newspaper, according to the newspaper, I mean it was alleged that the DEA, went for a raid behind it's called a small town community behind the CDC headquarters. As is my understanding that it is of evidence of drug addicts and ghettos all around behind it, and they got tips. The DEA went to effectuate an arrest, and the citizens and those guys who within the facility, the ghetto owners as well, the inhabitants of the DEA met stiff resistance. So they back off, and then they retreated, and then the police were called in, the riot unit were called in to go and help the DEA. And so I think from that, the proximity to CDC headquarters, I think, was a misunderstanding that the CDC thought that they were under the attack from the government, and the government was, the police were invading their privacy. So these are all circumstantial issues that I think I was based on just circumspect that the police were after them. So the police has has a right, is a law enforcement arm of the country, especially in terms of drugs. They have the right to go and effectuate an arrest or carry out whatever raid you have to do. So yeah, I think that what generated the violence yesterday. Because the CDC are always seen the police as an enemy, and the police are always being seen as a state police instead of being a partisan police. As a matter of fact, to say, instead of being a neutral institution that is there to serve and protect the lives of our people.
Right. I mean, the whole thing here, what front page is saying that in this month is the second time this has happened, and being a partisan police, I think that's where I'll bring our on the one. Being a partisan police, the CDC police were with Patrick Sulu, similar thing happening. That students protested July 26th, university students, they were beaten by the partisan police, nothing came from other aid. Is there something that is not any, what would say, it's something that everybody in Liberia now go to, whichever government power, their police beat people unmercifully, nothing come from it. Is that the same thing repeating itself? And being a partisan police, and then you also have CDC that was in government and did similar thing. So the CDC people will always be on edge that police going around their party headquarters, they will create chaos. Why can the police avoid CDC? Because they are partisan police. How about talk to us? You've been in the political arena for many years. What's going on in Liberia? And before you start, let's welcome few persons here. I see Ellis from Minnesota, welcome. I see Mommy also welcome. If you join me for the first time, please share the show. And for those I see Fede Carter is also following us. Few other people, I don't know who are from those are watching us from Jala TV. I know people on YouTube who can't see the names of those on YouTube, and then bottom line discussion live. Thank you all for watching the show. Our come in.
Thank you, Lord Philippe. Well, actually, I think in any case, the police had always tried to be the friends of the community, but the approaches in Liberia by the national police at times, we see it as something very strange, unbecoming of a national police. Such a situation, they might have had informer, they might have observed that area, the particular area. I do know it. It used to be a very royal ground because the Tommy Bonai, yeah. If anybody lived there at the time, they're either renting there or they were guests. So the back of it is a Bonai beach. I know you commonly heard that name in Monrovia. And at the back, it's a lagoon.
Yeah. But we swam there many times. Yeah.
Beside the one that we just swim in there, the water goes up. It go up, that way. So it was like normal days. It was known like an inhabitable setting. Nobody was living there, or nobody was allowed to build there. But the Civil War brought a new situation upon Monrovia where everybody moved. into Monrovia for fear of lack of security anywhere else in the country. Meaning where during the warring fashion, people wanted to be in an area where ECOMOG forces were. So this caused a lot of huge problems in Monrovia and national government. The national government is not far-sighted in looking at it. So all over that place you're talking now, people have their buildings and small space left in between, especially to the lagoon. So I guess people have gone there and put their zinc shops all in there. But if the police was going there to that area and not on the compound or into the compound of the Congress for Democratic Change, they should have started from the fence to go towards our community. Or they should have gone, security guys were on guard. They should have sent somebody and say, okay, we are here for an operation or behind your fence. Or if they suspected the sedition headquarters to be the center of drugs and they were going there to raid the area, they should have encircled that area and given an official information that the police are coming to ransack the whole area, including your headquarters. So somebody will give order for people to allow the police in to come and do their work. But if you did not interact with them and you started entering their compound, I mean, it's a provocation. Because actually, since the war, Liberians individually, no one trusts the police or the security. We can call on them because we have no choice, but there is no actual trust. So I think it was unprofessional if they actually enter that yard without information. Then what they do, the horse they call them for questioning. Some investigation need to go on. People need to learn how you handle political power in a post-war nation. Because any mistake, you will not be able to govern. Everyone in our country is prepared to fight every second, every minute. Because I entered the war in Monrovia and I saw people taking college, say chopping just anyone that came their way on the road. I remember the situation had occurred April 6th, and we were running up and down from the bone. I had just entered Monrovia April 29. Was it April 29 that year? Oh, I think I maybe stayed like a year. And yeah, it was close to a year. And we were running. I saw myself on Central Street from the graveyard way, and a guy was running, tried to save his life running, and somebody just came with collect. And the guy, he got so afraid until he stood up for the man to chop in, begging him not to chop in. And I was shouting. I was being killed. I tell the guy, do not stand up, go, keep going. But because the man was running behind him, he felt the guy was still catching, so no need to run. And yet me here shouting. So the national police need to do better than this. We in a post-war country, no actual trust. We need a meeting. the little peace we have until we can have guaranteed one. But we know we want to get to Order Monrovia, but the approaches must be defined. Must be defined. You can't say poor because you live near the ghetto, so we got it right to kind of enter your yard and do anything because like you have no right to live near a ghetto. The place people build their houses there before people went there to live along the lagoon.
So, Comrade Moral, and I'll bring Francis on this one here. If the police were tipped out that the ghetto behind the CDC party headquarters, that they're using drugs, you said something about how to be smart in the approach. Yes. Now, this police, the reason why I'm saying, and I agree with some of the viewer comment here too, we'll go through it. Being smart. We know that the Trumpist reporter said this happened twice in this month. The clash between the police. So I'll bring something out, maybe Francis will come in. 3 weeks ago in the UK here, there was a young man, 17-year-old boy from Rwanda that was born in the UK. This young man had been indoctrinated for something nobody know. They have not given for the reason yet, but he went to a little kids dance school and he killed 3 girls. Okay. And that got the far right people so angry where they decided they link it with the immigrant, especially with the Muslim. So they decided to riot, and then they went purposely to burn the mosque. Police went in defense of the Muslim community. What happened? They burned police car, they burned police station, they went all over the country. And they force the law here is when a child is underage, if you stay underage, you're not adult, the government cannot review the child name, the identity. So and then they link it with the Muslim community. They made so the judge were forced to give this young man name where he came from. But what happened with that mass? There was stone throwing, burning cars. The police were professional. They didn't go after these people. They kept quiet. They had their body shield protecting themselves from the mobs. And then what happened later on, their body camera were able to catch the people. And after the incident, they caught 400 of these guys that today behind bar. Why is it in Liberia the police cannot be smart? They have all the equipment, they have this protective shield when they're going somewhere to do arrest. Somebody throws stone. Why were you live bullet? Because they were live bullet they were using. This is not the first time, not the second time. It happened all the time. I don't know, Francis, talk to me.
I mean, in what you call in riot policing, you have your platoon, you have your shield, you have your tear gas, your canister.
Yeah.
And the last resort is when you pull your arms, or your firearm to shoot as somebody said you in a very, very very, very grave situation where your life is threatened. The incident, in terms of the police exercising restraint and pulling back and calling for reinforcement, it could be from 2 perspectives. One, the police were using maximum force to quiet down the agitation, and 2, the police were afraid of being overpowered, overrun, because of our past. We have the kind of vigilante style of the surveillance. Our people can have that vigilante style of addressing issues. So yeah. On one hand, the police who have done what the guys did in the UK, because the UK They have, their laws are rigid. They follow the law up to the letter, and the police. As a matter of fact, and one thing is you have to know that the police are independent people. They do not belong to any political party. The police appointment is not based on political affiliation or the president's, from a political party. So I'll give an example. Since you brought up the UK's, the UK, since the Labour Party is in power right now, and the Conservatives were demonstrating, the police officers, they do not belong to any political party. They may vote, but they were not recruited upon the basis of favorism or probably what you call allegiance to a political party. In Liberia, it's on the contrary. We saw it during the days of the CDC, any administrations. They had to recruit their own people, and the CDC during the heydays. The police were labeled as alien police. Came the CDC, Patrick Sudway himself he brought in his own kind of police officer. He talks just in police uniform, and they went there and manhandle people. Similarly, fast forward, we see the same thing here with the Unity Party of policing right now. I mean, they have their own people in police uniform, and these people should be trained. They are trained. I know that they are trained, for a matter of fact. But hey, I mean, in Liberia, everybody is going by the God. They're better instead of being professional. So that's the problem. So it's very hard to discern where the police is acting from the professional standpoint or from the partisan standpoint. And I think that we should draw a dichotomy or line right there to show that police are recruited based on merits. They pass the aptitude test, the training. We have a commission that will select police commissioners, police chiefs. That's based on political appointment. So that way, police will not be transparent. Do not be effective enough.
Right. So there's a comment here. I want to look at this from one of our viewers. I think the person agreed with ours. Said Liberia is a small country, therefore it is impossible to have law enforcers that won't involve with any political party. Albert, what will you say to this viewer comment?
Say that again. It's a small country.
Liberia is a small country.
Small country. Therefore, it's impossible to have law enforcers that wouldn't be involved with a political party. And I'm from Coral T. Tracy.
Well, that is politically incorrect. The police security sector should be guided by professionalism. I mean, policing is a professional institution. They have responsibility to protect law and order, lives and property, to make sure that everyone lives safely. It will not be 100% brothers and brothers will fight, sister and sister will fight. We know that. But this whole politicizing everything in Liberia have been rampant and become controllable. And we will face a dirty weight within the society. For example, that's what some are urging, that we should change the whole unitary fund of government, begin to decentralize everything. And in fact, what we are calling for superintendent to be elected, or we change it from superintendent to governor, it means Mesorado County, the city of Monrovia, which is an independent corporation. It is a corporation. A direct government official may not just go there and order the city to do something or to tell the city what to do exactly. There will be level of arrangement. So the Mesorado County will have professionally trained the police within the county. There will be state police. There will be, their limitation will be knowing when they are called in, when do they come in. So yet again, by the time somebody wins the election in Liberia, everywhere is down. The president got to appoint police director, appoint this and that, drug enforcement officer. These have been institutions where people with trained minds sitting down how to save society. But by the time somebody wins, to just get it, send the other person to the drug enforcement area, send the other person. So they go there very, very unprofessional, and they don't know what to do. So this has damaged our national police. I'm not saying people are ready to throw stones. Stone happens everywhere in the world. It depends. Okay? But when you see a situation that is very, very volatile, you got to look for the approach. They knew that area. The area, if we that need to swim to the Bonar Beach area, anybody that knows that area know exactly how it's going to be looking. If it turned to ghetto, it means nobody land. So if you were going there and such a huge building that is CDC headquarters, it's going to be a matter of security consideration that people will run into the fence. So what should we do? We don't want somebody to get in here because we don't want to get into the party headquarters. So you will station your men the best way possible, the direction you want for them to go, so you can have them apprehended. But they went in the area, and the first thing they entered the yard without asking permission or telling anybody anything. People started running here and there. So again, we have to leave institution, or that the president should not appoint that professional police officer trained be there, so they can know, they can vet the incoming trainings, they can teach them the principle, they can teach them the danger when you are going to make mass arrest, or you're going to approach an area that is versatile with violence. How do you go there? Either you want to arrest somebody in West Point, you go over there, you want to hang out the man among people. You say, my man, this thing you are just invited. Let's just go. What you know, you explain it. But by the time they say, hey, they want to hang out you. Let me tell you a story. We were two students working for National Housing. And this day we went to work, and they said, no work. And we wait to, is that Stephen Tower Esther they call it? Yes. And Knockers and myself, we decided to come. We asked one of the truck that was taking there, and the guy brought all the poor somewhere, I think at Bonaville Junction, yes. So we began to walk to come. But my friend Knockers had gone to the clerk. The field clerk was knowing, I still remember the man named Gibson, that he wanted a damaged wire, electrical wire, the silver one. And the guy said, okay, he gave it to him. He had it. I assisted in holding a portion of it. We got to Waterside. I was going to a different direction, so I told him, Knockers, I'm leaving you. So he said, okay. By the time I gave it to him, across the road, an officer was on him. So he started shouting, Albert, Albert. So I looked, I saw that I came. And I told the officer, hello. Yeah. So he started talking, asked my friend, both of us working there, that the clerk gave it to me. He said, my friend, put a wire on your neck. Let's go. He wanted to put a wire on the federal net down Waterside. So I said, no, you put a wire on the man's neck, people will start holding him, roll, and will break a net, you will not know. I came with him. Let's walk to the police headquarters so he can report the case. He said, no, he had to put the wires on the board net. So I said, Knockers, don't let him put that wire on your neck because he wants to kill you. Man, it didn't finish my boy. he started forcing it there, so the fellow just went, took a two left on the ground and knocked him down. Then you were on the ground blowing the whistle. So I just telling you how unprofessional our police behave. They went there. Yeah. What did they do there? Did they inform? That's a big building there. They should have had some consideration. So I didn't get the second hand report whether people died yesterday or not. That I do not know.
Okay, so we have a former law enforcer right on the program. Francis is here. He served in the police before in Liberia. Francis, I'll ask you this question. I will say something here. The CDC party headquarters is a massive area. Behind the party headquarters, there's a ghetto. If police not being smart to avoid trouble with the CDC, the partisan of sedition, okay, isn't that a way that you go in because if police want to raid your area, they raid 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning while you are asleep? Isn't that where the police should have been smart to send people that will barricade from the back, that nobody, that if they're ready to not run into CDC fence, inside the fence? That means you go on your operation, you block people from not entering the fence, because when the moment they enter the fence and you police go into CDC fence, we know what happened. The route between CDC and Unity Party, it will be like, oh, the partisan police have now invaded our party headquarters. Why the police could not be smart in it? And there is a comment here for you. One of our viewers, one Carter, disagree with the statement, so we'll look at it. Francis, talk to me first before we go to that comment.
Look, it all depends on the drag net or the condom that you try to, you try to employ at the time.
Right.
I think the police did not go there prepared to effectuate an arrest because the DEA was under attack. The officials initially the whole operation was a DEA operation. I think the police actually went there to mitigate the situation between DEA and the people, and probably enforce the DEA's order, the operation. So I don't want to believe that it was the police operation in itself.
Right.
So yeah. So I think the police is well trained. The staff, they know their strategies, their maneuvers, how to to go there about it. So yeah. So it wasn't the police operation. Police just went there to bail out the DEA officers who were overpowered by the residents there, And so when the police came, and I think it infuriated the people became very furious.
Right.
They had the premeditated mindset that the police were going in there to attack them. So that brought up the whole scuffle and the what you call it, the abrasiveness, the abrasion in the whole city around the CDC headquarters.
Okay. About this from Juan Carter. I do not agree with your statement. Everyone should respect the law regardless of political affiliation. We have too many ignorant
officials that are involving all of the wrong things. I mean, just answer. Just add up to this comment to the Mr. Carter's statement. Look, in the event, it could have been a hot pursuit. So let's assume hypothetically that one of the corporates that the DEA were actually looking for and they give the police the description of this individual or these individual, and the individuals, as we all said, all know, do not know, but most of the people said, I mean, they have adjacent the fence and they get to adjacent. Probably they may have jumped over the fence, jump into the CDC, into the fence. So it was in the as a law enforcement officer, it was in the event of hot pursuit. So the police who have gone there as well. And what the CDC people have done, they probably they say, look, okay, yes, the individual, or probably, but they get on the defensive and say, this is our holy ground, this is a holy grail. Nobody is allowed to come here without, or prior information as a prior consent. So I think that's what the problem is. And I think, moving forward, the people have to know that the police has to do its work. If we are all here, if the police goes beyond its statutory, boundaries, we will all complain. We will all cry out loud. So I just wanted to make that point.
Right. So before you add on it, isn't that CDC party headquarters see the government police as opposition to the CDC because they don't see them as police? They get very agitated the moment they see the police, treat them as we opposition to you. They don't see them as law enforcement. Talk to us what Juan is saying here.
Oh, well, that's that how the situation seems to be in the country or in Monrovia per se, because how the police is being used by former administration and recent administration and the administration now. So police, the law, let me put it this way, the law does not attack, the law approaches. So you got the power. The police could not down that whole area and say nobody move, no going to work, nobody stepping outside, except in the case where like it is an emergency, somebody is being brought in the present for delivery, they can call the hospital car to pick up that person doing our operation. We live in Chicago. So they tell you nobody coming outside. And if you can't go to work, what you gotta do? You're gonna call. You're gonna call your job that the police barricaded the area. But they would throw they got a yellow tape that they put around. And you will see officers standing and will show your son not to come there. So what Brother Carter is saying, everybody got to abide by the law. The law approaches, but if you are not approached, you are attacked, then you got to defend yourself at that moment. So they are gone. They know that area was the area. Presumably, they knew it was volatile by violence. So going there it should have been studied well. How are we going to do it? We don't want to involve the children in the headquarters, or are you going into the headquarters? The headquarters was part of the area to be raided. Somebody explain that to me. But these are hearsay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they went. I know the whole area. The headquarters was included, plus the ghetto behind. So the clarity is not there. But if that's the case, you always have to respect the security of the state. When it says security, it means safety. The individual safety is a security. Now the uniform in men going around. When it says safety, it's like you went in the forest and you go to the wood. There are some animals there, they're resting there. By the time you enter that territory, they smell you. They begin to move. And when they see you, they're coming for you. Because they're afraid. Their security is threatened. So, again, to say to Mr. Carter, the state police had the power, but they were in that area. They should have making known clearly that they are there to search. After they are encircled that area from 4 a.m., somebody said, some people say from 2 a.m. Okay? They should have waited in the morning. You get a yellow sign, but say, there's a problem here for your safety. Nobody going. You have to go to work. You're not going, you will not be fired. And you make sure and carry the operation on. But if you went there and just start chasing people, they jumping over there, you jumping into them, your own life is involved.
Yeah, well, that's a very beautiful scenario you just you lay out. Comparing the enforcement of law in in Chicago as compared to Liberia, where we have our people are very, very I want to say disrespectful to the law enforcement. They don't respect police. Why is it there when you drive? We all know when we driving on pool, we see the police you see the police on the side. Just the police just going. He just parking his car to probably go to buy something at a Wawa or something or Dunkin' Donuts. We all get afraid. Until the police come. They talk about Liberia where in the pool. The police are big, or basically the surveillance, help support the police. So there's no that kind of respect. The kind of fear is not as the same as in the States. I understand what you're trying to say, but if the police have gone there and first I'll say, we look, you guys stay. The first thing to start causing the police. Oh yeah, move for here, man. They come here harass people again. Because our people, we always have to find an issue of a cause to justify our opposition. To a particular event or an occasion. So yeah.
So Francis, people that ran into the fence, I think the police might have marked those people that ran into the fence. Isn't that being smart? You send maybe the police or the DA, the supervisor at the time will just go in a place there, because I know CDC party here, because they have their own private security there. That look, we're here, we're doing our job. Somebody ran into the fence here. We're not coming to disturb CDC, but we just want to get this particular person here. That human contact that someone committed a crime and we're trying to get this person have nothing to do with CDC party here. So give us the chance, let's do our job. And then, but I was saying maybe people ran in there, other people, because there's disrespect for the police, they took it out of hand and then decided to throw stone. If that could be the case.
That's community policing. That's the good cop. You go in, trying to explain your motive or the reason why you are there. It's based on society or civilized society. Liberian society is not civilized. As the first, the people do not respect the police. So in a much the police is trying to do its best to have a relationship built with the community, it still has a lot of work to do. The trust issue. People seeing the police. I mean, in the 70s, when I was a kid, when they had the what we call the people, what the guy's name, the task force, the guys, the red guys, days when they had like Colonel Shannon, Jefferson Shannon or Shannon, and the rest of the other guys there. His name, from Looking Town, these guys. If you see these guys coming, you will run. You respect them because they're not going around begging. They're not, they will respect their people. And those guys appear in your area, you know what's up. But the police now, they have no respect. So even they have gone there to if they are going there anyway to try to negotiate, it will have brought a problem because first off, the perception of this, you just said that the perception of the CDC, it is this, seeing the police as an opposition already, even there have been the Unity Party, they flipped the coin. If there was the Unity Party headquarters during the last regime and the police have gone to the Unity Party headquarters, it would have been the same way that the people were preempting that they were trying to, the police were trying to target them. So it is a very precarious situation, it's very delicate, and we need to do more with our policing and our people. People understand the role of the police in the community. The people only need the police when they're in trouble. When they're not in trouble, they don't need the police. They give the police all the disrespect.
So, something for you here, Francie. They should have stopped the police from being professional, Mr. President. That's referred to you, Francie.
Yeah, that's the Madam Vice President Association in the Netherlands. Look, professionalism in the work of the police is quite difficult in the Western world. Protests, we see the police dragging people from what happened in the States at Columbus University? The police dragged the protester up. They didn't beg them. Because at a certain time, it come a point where it either be removed or move.
Or you move. Yeah.
That's it.
But the situation, the Liberian situation at times is difficult to talk because the actual story in the newspaper did not read the story as it should be clear to us. They went to raid the area, was it including the headquarters of the CDC?
Good question,
yeah. That's why being clear. If that was the case, then it is a political party headquarters. Because according to the first caller who told me, that person was a sedition. Okay? If not registered member, a supporter. So one day, according to that person, they were sharing some joy, so went to the headquarters. And so many people were on ground. And the person was looking for a way to stand somewhere for breeze. Went to the back of the building. And almost everybody there was smoking, according to that person. Okay? So, the issue here, if it was one of the area to be set, and because they were tended to a political issue, you're supposed to approach it professionally. Make sure somebody get a party chairman number, and you let them know you're in circle that place from 4 a.m. to 7 o'clock. Somebody will call and say, okay, the police has an operation in the area where your headquarters is located, and unfortunately, your headquarters is one of the areas to be searched. So we want your presence here or send officers here to guard the police through your building and on your campus. You have laid a foundation. So anybody from that fence going to throw stone, of course, as you said, the police will handle you.
But Alvaro, when the police carry out their raid regarding drugs and then they go after maybe somebody with firearms or something, or most time they carry operation when people are asleep. In this situation, in that particular place is a complete jungle. I've been there before. And that place is a complete new city on its own. Bar activities happening in that place. The story that lady gave you about people smoking, that's the norm. If you go there, it's just in the open. So if the police are going to raid that place, yes, do your raiding, and then you have the party here, the party chairman number. We carry a covert operation here. It have nothing to do with CDC, but it's a police matter just in case. So in case something happen, the party chairman on the scene or the party secretary say, oh, we'll be informed that some operation will carry on here. But in a situation where now becomes CDC and UP, the moment you see CDC police, you get angry. CDC, UP police, they get angry. It's like it just here. When will this stop? Because Francis said when we were small, when we saw police officer, we run. But now the people don't care. There were police, the SSL, the people that we didn't have respect for back in the days, that those army that used to mark people's house, we call it locals, because we saw there are nothing but the police, the SSS, there were no go area. The moment they say police, you run. But this time in Liberia, the moment you say police, young men ready to pick up stone. When will this come to an end? This stone throwing, it's about time that they build more prison in Liberia. When you are caught with stone, they put you behind bar for 6 months. When you leave from there, you never throw stone. What
well, that's what I said. When I become president of Liberia, I'll build more prisons. And the first thing I'll do, we start building rules, I'll build prisons. Because
actually, throwing stone is everywhere in the great
United States. It's everywhere. I mean, around the world.
around the world. But the approaches, because in more cases, the police approaches can be wrong. Let me tell you, right here in Chicago, like one time they were interviewing children to see what the problem in Chicago, when they asked a high school student, high school student, and that young girl said, but some of the, she said something that she said, but some of the problem that we do see in Chicago, the police, anytime they park their car in the middle of the streets, and everybody else gotta be stuck in the traffic. You can't pass near them, and the whole traffic be there. So the young boys, they imitate the police when they want to do something somewhere. They just come and park their car right in the middle of the street. So the public don't know whether that means he is an officer or not. You want to go buy his sovereign, and if I no parking, you put it right in the middle, and everybody else block. So because people know that car that block the street, that security car. That's what our little guy said. And even they keep doing it because sometimes something occurs, right? And you look in there, there is no need to block the road. It's on the other side. Guard the public, because you create intention, but they will intentionally do it. But again, When you in a country that is volatile by violence, whether you are going through a bitter civil war, nobody trusts anything called government in our country. That means that you know. Okay? I don't care who there. So,
Right.
in order to restore that community respect, when you're doing it, you have to find a means to do it. Inform them if the headquarters part of the place you are going to search. Encircle the place at the hour you went there by 7 o'clock. Then you might have somebody phone to call them. Let them be informed that your office, your headquarters will be searched. Nobody can refuse the law. The police, the law is there to bring anything down that is harmful against the nation or the community. We are not saying it's shoot now, but if you find like you go into West Point to arrest somebody, do not go to West Point. Do not go to West Point and you go take a handcuff to go hang up people and bring them from there. Yeah, you could be killed. You go there, you meet a man. I can't eat the white case of my man. The case that you are invited. You give an explanation. If you keep going there and that person say no or they say no, okay, then you got to prepare to enter West Point. So you block West Point the entrance. Nobody walking in until that operation is completed. That's what Chicago police do. But you let the crowd coming on you from front and back. You got no power. You can get it. The more powerful gun on earth, you will be, you will get yourself hurt or killed. So we need an investigation. What the order was, where were they carrying the raid? In the whole community or around the CDC headquarters?
Around the CDC headquarters. So before we close up on this note, Francie, I want to answer this question from Mami Zefri.
Exactly my question. Was that party headquarters included? Look,
That's the question.
No. I mean, look. In speaking as from a law enforcement point of view, look, if you have a target, operation target, let me just make it simple as a simple example. I think. Let's say the DEA went to raid a ghetto, and in the CDC fence, they saw people smoking marijuana there as well. So automatically,
yeah,
that facility becomes a target as well, a target to raid. So there's no exemption. There's absolutely no exemption from the CDC when if they have a probable cause of entering the fence. There should always be a probable cause. And when the probable cause is established, the police has the right to go in there. They don't have to, So they put aside all the politics, about CDC, a major opposition political party. When it comes to the law, there's no major or minor opposition. There's no. And I can bet my life that there were people in our CDC fence who were doing, doing drugs there, and the overriding effect went into the fence. And we all know it's not a secret that once you see a police officer from a regime, the regime police officer is automatically labeled as police, as a regime collaborator or probably an opposition hater. He does not like the opposition. So look, we need for our people as Liberians,
We need to educate ourselves. We need to do a lot of civil education, the role of the police, how important the police is, how to respect the police, and all the major functions. Government, private status. Like the law, the immigration, the fire service. These people have roles to play. So moving forward, we hope that there will be a proper communication. Even the Speaker of the House went there to tell the people, the CDC people, to come down. They didn't come down. They were all in their mind that the police is targeting us. So once you have that perception that police is targeting you, let the police be. Don't give the police room to defend to defend themselves. Because once you start attacking, you give the police room to be more aggressive. If you did not attack the police and the police went on beating on you guys, we will be here. We're speaking. We'll tell the truth. But once there be some alteration, back and forth, or scuffling between you and the police, and throwing rags, the police is a national institution. They got it right.
Let me come in there. You have a very good experience for the Liberian society. Serve a police officer before, so you know. But you know what politics and the law is, especially being the police and political power. That's anything you want to do. And so now they tell you, say, my man, forget about it. You remember some of the kind of things, Francis, while you were serving?
Yeah. You do. You.
Look, yeah. So what we're saying here, to every rule there is an exception. I understand the sedition are not gods or lepers. But once that building was involved in our operation, my brother, it has to be a different approach because it's a huge building. 10 officers can't solve it. So if that building was attacked, they needed some information. Whether beside the offices of the political party are there dwellers in that building. They needed to know all of these things. So if that's the case, and you got proof because you saying what they call it, you're informer, and you know what goes on there. Okay? So if that's the case, it had to be ready that day. The first thing, the hour in sacrament was good. You hold on and you make sure that you enter that building, but the political party got to be informed. They are informed before they make a refusal. Then you will have authorization to move in there with force. But equally so, the law of the Republic of Liberia states that you can be taken to court from 6 to 6 p.m. You can be arrested between there. But if any other arrest, like a criminal, the police might have the takeoff. They might have the ability to do it without devastation on the police itself.
Right.
Because to take the risk of going in our ghetto, you jumping over the fence, because according to the eyes witness or the person that told me, said they were jumping, the police were already in the fence, and the party security guards that were there, they were at the front of the building. So a guy was riding back. He's the one can say, oh, gentlemen, I said now the police in the fence. Now, mind you, I'm in Chicago. You know who ride backs here most of the time in community?
Police.
Drug carrier.
Okay.
Drug carrier.
So, Francis.
So I've been one of those who had drug on his back, finish choking it in the bush. and went to inform his men that he got in here to raid the place. So that building is too big. The approach would have been different for the security's sake.
Okay. So, Francie, this message there from Mommy. She want to join the program. I don't know.
I can send her the link.
Send her the link. Get her come in. Get hear from her. Let's have maybe 5-10 minutes with her, and then we can call you a day.
Yeah,
Mommy, so Francie was saying the link. You join on. This story in Liberia is interesting, and for me, the way things are happening. But why would these people wait? And they make it seem like they wait until the president travel and then they decide to go raid the party headquarters. Something just came out of this Liberia situation. Yeah, Mommy coming, maybe she'll have a different take. Something not going right. Every day there, yo in Liberia.
Look, let's be serious for once. The president has to be in the country when a crime is committed in the country. They bring out the president.
No, what I'm saying, the noise is too much. I just put the noise. Tomorrow again, there'll be some kind of yo. Something just not adding up.
Yeah, just look. If people feel that they are untouchable because of the political position in the political status in the country, we will not have a country moving forward. Because the next year, you're part of being opposition, so nobody should do anything.
I mean, it's just the way things something just not adding up at all. It really not making sense. Something just like, I mean, that's my thought. Something just not adding up in the country at all.
Yeah, Paul, let me tell you what happening is. What happened? Because we don't do one thing correctly. So then there's complete distrust. If the police was effectively doing what they're supposed to do fairly, okay? When they come in, as Francis mentioned before, we did not see the rampant or corruptible practices of the police while coming up. All we need to know when they say police coming, the police is coming for a purpose. Okay? But
so this have to do with communication then?
No. Look. Communication, the applicable way of doing things, not corruptible way. Where
exactly
the way now that in Liberia, the man stole your stuff, you're a businessman. You call the police, they apprehended the man. You know what? The next thing they're going to tell you, Mr.
So hold on. Mommy want to join. Usually when you join it will ask you, say you must put in your Facebook account, your Facebook ID. That means it's actually your Facebook ID, and then will allow you to enter. So it's just a process because we're streaming via Facebook. That's why we'll ask you Facebook, YouTube ID. So if you put your password, then it allow you, but no one can see or have access to that. So, or you can even call us if you're having problem. You can call us. The number on the screen there is a WhatsApp number, UK number 447399825658. You can call that number and then we can hear. We'll take your call and we'll hear what you have to say.
Look, do you know this? You're talking about Mr. Kanga, Mr. Hammond. You yellow knees.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No problem. Put on a white shirt with a cap. In fact,
even they told me Bonan.
Okay.
They will come a yellow knee, Kanga, yeah, Hammond and coming, Shannon and coming, the poor running.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, again, you have a national system now. You the affected person. They say, you gotta give full money for the man. Yeah.
Exactly.
The man stole, he broke into my shop. I experienced losses. I even counted here uncountable losses. And you, the police, telling me you can't have the man. Okay, the person enter. You can't have the man apprehended, or you cannot keep him behind bar until I provide full money. And I, the director of prison, so it's like no respectability. What that was when the national orator used the word Baba. It's in the Bassa language, Baba is a wrongful way of doing anything that you want to tell me hello. You know, our children, right? Sometimes they won't talk. They just won't come and pass by you. Then they will talk in their nose that day. And my son used to do it. And I was asking, what does that mean? And he said, oh, when people speaking to you, then he asked, and I said, no, you're not speaking to me. You want to speak? I said, Papa, good afternoon, good evening. But you can't say, you want for me to understand it that you speaking to me? I said, when you hear me speaking to you, I said, how you doing, Gagan?
Let welcome Mommy to the program. Mommy, welcome. Introduce us.
Thank you, guys. Such an interesting topic tonight. Mami Free, the Vice President for the Liberian Association of the Netherlands. Yeah, normally I don't do this, but I mean, this topic is very interesting, and it has to do with our peace and stability. So yeah, I'm glad to be on. Just maybe thanks to for allowing me, this little opportunity to just say what is on my mind instead of just typing up all the time.
Yeah. Thank you and welcome to the Borderland discussion. It's good to have you here. And before you go, Mommy, before you get into the topic, it will be a good thing to have a balance here because we're all males, all females in seems to run away. So we would love to have a females here to balance because female look at things from different perspectives than us. So we're going to hear your voice here. We may have totally different view. You see, I was just on Baba. Maybe you come and change the whole dynamic of the topic. Talk to us, Mommy.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I mean, I listened to all of you, all of your deliberation, and you guys made valid points. But one thing we should look at, we cannot compare Liberia situation, even when it comes to our policing and what have you told the United States or Europe. We are not saying they shouldn't do the same or cannot do the same, but look at where we are. You talk about the police begging for money and they don't have respect, and it should be that way. They should be respected. And looking at the situation, police, I also heard you guys calling the police or police being seen as partisan police. Now, the situation that is unfolding in the country, we just got through with a major election, and the percentage won was less than 1%. What that tells you, the country is heavily divided.
Yeah.
So anybody leading the country now, your first and foremost, idea or whatever is how you're going to amend this or bring the country together. Because you can't govern a country that is heavily divided. Even if you won with 60%, it will be difficult for you. And then 1%. So your opponent is not going to make things easy for you. Let's look at 6 years ago. They did not make it easy for the ex-president. I remember when he took office, just within a month, there was protest and protest after protest. So the same going to happen with this new president. Now, our police should be there for everyone. The reason why I was asking, why is it CDC headquarters? You know that CDC is the major opponent or opposition party, political party in the country. They ain't going to make things easy for you. So why go poking them? I say poking in a sense. Well, you have search warrant. I didn't see a search warrant, but that's from what we're hearing from a ghetto behind CDC. according to them. Now, Mr. President was saying that, oh, according to the police rule and what have you, if they notice that you smoking here and there, the police have all right. Sure, they have all right to go to CDC headquarters to go and grab whoever is smoking there. But you also think about the repercussion it's going to cause, and even your government. Now, what's happening in the country? People outside looking at you. Whether CDC were wrong, it's not going to be good for you. Whether you were wrong, it's not going to be good for your country. So my point here, the government should be very careful when it comes to CDC. We're not saying they should break any law or be lenient with the law, but they should act with more caution. They should be very careful, because you just want this person with 1%. Don't think they are your friend. They're not going to make it easy for you. Now, if we look at it on the opposite side, we saw what happened at the airport. Why did the police go there when the ex-president was coming back? Now again, we're hearing about drugs or ghetto again to CDC. Is CDC the only political party in our country? And my second question that baffled me, is that the only place that got ghetto? I was listening to a show last night on ERBC, and I think it was one of the guests said even in the schools, the children carry drugs to school. What is the police doing about that? Or they are only concerned about CDC? We want peace in the country. They shouldn't be the one to destabilize what we already have, the fragile one we already enjoy. So that's my point. I'm not saying that they shouldn't carry on their raid or what have you, but when it comes to your major opponent, you have to act with caution. You have to act with caution. And what I saw from the videos and everything, I don't think our police did well. No, they didn't. Even if CDC or what have you had drugs in that compound, I think there should have been a better approach that the citizens themselves would say, go, we will help you. But what they did, I mean, for me to be honest, I think it was another motive. I'm sorry, but that's how I see it. And that's why I trained her to see, listen, whatever they do, people will perceive, people will misinterpret, and most of all, they will see it as something political. So the police now have to be more professional in dealing with situation, especially when it comes to drugs. The drug business you mentioned, just for me to close on this, I think Mr. President said he can put his neck on the chalk line that on the chopping board that there was, drugs in that place, or maybe people were smoking. But hey, if we will talk about that, what happened to the LDA? That investigation, was it not about the same issue? Is there any findings? And if you want to go there, then you should the whole country, because if our schools, our kids, or our students are having that in school, I'm not saying that. Yes, you can go back and watch the show from last night for ERBC. I mean, the senator said it. I don't know whether he's a senator or representative. He said it. They went and did a search, 7 a.m. out of school, and all the kids that were coming, most of them had drugs in the school. And even according to him, 5 years old, the milking it and thing they're facing in the country, they're putting drugs in it. So, I mean, I think we got a bigger problem when it comes to drugs than just that little compound of CDC. So please, I mean, they should do well. When it comes to CDC, act with more caution is all I'm asking, and what I wanted to clear our head tonight. Thank you, guys.
For peace sake. So, money. So before you go, this thing, yes, a direct question being put forward to you. I know friends will respond to you, and I will respond. You need a bonus. This is a European platform. And we like your style, so we need a bonus. So I guess friends will be talking to you on this way.
Okay. So what's the question?
The question is, we need a bonus for this show, and we need somebody from the Netherlands.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. I'm just hearing it now. Let's talk about it behind the scene, and then to see, then because I would like that there are certain things I'll have to understand, and there are certain principles too I have. I would like to, then let's talk about it behind the scene.
Okay. So Alba want to respond to you, and then Francis will be, they will call you a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I always say, any truthful person will say almost the same thing that every truthful person has said. The reality there is we have to be cautious enough to keep the peace some kind of way. You think we have a number, a president, they're calling you peak? Peak, the word peak. The first time you hear in the world to look at a leader and say he's a peak. Yes. Oh, he bring is in his toe. Yes. If I know some people went to him and say, my man, we gotta arrest that person. We gotta arrest that person to them. Mr. President, no. That democracy. But the people talking to him mean nothing. But what we have to watch when he conceded, the nucleus of a party did not agree.
Yeah.
But he kept begging them, if you go cause any trouble, I'm not there. Now, in politics, you could know me. I was a grumpy setter in the Fiamma area. But if the people in Fiamma told me and said the grumpy setter is our representative to the city council, respect me as a city council man. Don't say that grumpy setter, because I watch some people comment in government, in present government, that what they're doing, they feel citizens were abused, adored, this and that, so they want to continue then in that fashion to ridicule them in anything. Okay? That business of be Betty, it had any corner. They can search it, nobody will stop it. They're in the recent arrest of people suspected to have taken state money. Other people want to say like, oh, that witch hunting, this and that. It will only be witch hunting when it can be done on the other side. For example, Paul, I think you mentioned the other day, the present minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Sylvester Crispy. Crispy need to come up and clarify, the mansion need to come up and clarify what I already said. It said a mistake, or saying he been there for the past 6 months, he have been collecting that money. The public want to know. When you can't clarify, but you want to go beyond other people, then it becomes selective justice. And it has no respect. So these are the things we are doing. Now, the reason I said it, meanwhile, I want to say, you know, I was laughing. The politicians, some people talking about it, don't know it. As a sedition before, when the campaign was going on, the president's son, Joseph Boaka's son, some people say that his nephew, but publicly we know that his son, in the area, that quiet residential area, his son took a neck crop there. I worked around that area before. There used to be like the mentally ill people, and I used to oversee the children home and those kind of institutions. So I went in that area before. A quiet residential area. What is he doing there to carry a neck crop?
That is a question.
The father was our president, was he not concerned? His son. Let me get end it. His son carry neck crop there. Do you know how many people, how many criminals go to that neck crop? Is he not selling drugs in that neck crop? Now, right now, in the area, the president is asking his neighbors to please relinquish their property because he wants security. Some people say, oh, he wants to be a library there. What kind of country is this? Nobody gave the president the power to do that. The only thing we gave you, we build a mansion where you will be protected the time you will serve our nation as president. If you decide to live X well, you will get the minimum security that you need. You don't want to. You can only ask the government or the Republic of Liberia to do that. You have no power in you as president to say you have to move because of my security. No way. Thank you.
All right, that will be a topic for another day. It's good you brought it up. So, Francis, ex-police officer, president of EFLA, talk to us before we close this show. You've been put in the hot seat.
Look, I will speak like a law enforcement officer. I see things from the perspective of a law enforcement officer, and that's how I see it. We will not have a country of lawlessness. Simple as that. The law will be applied, will be enforced wherever we found some defaults. You see, they say justice is blind, so as the law enforcement. We talk about international, recognition or international, approach. With the international community, don't want to see a lawless country. Who want to invest in a lawless country?
No one.
Similarly, nobody want to invest in a country that is full of turbulence.
Exactly.
So we need to enforce the law first. The law enforcement take precedence over everything. That's how you start, good governance, and all those things will follow. It was a good show. We would be here all night talking about it. But
we gotta go.
It's the beauty of expression and having having independent thoughts. It's good. It's healthy for our society and our community. And I hope some of these things can be transferred to Liberia, where people understand that the law is the law and the rule of law should be upheld. So it go to our talk with the VP, about her parents, once in a while, or she can make it do regularly. It'll be good. Good to have another view on the show. I know she's a sharp lady. She has her own mind, and you are sporting too, so they got their own mind, so we'll understand that. But on a serious note, it was a good show. I mean, we hope to have you here. We here 2 times a week, Monday, Tuesdays and Fridays. So But overall, just to sum all up, Liberia, we all say Liberia is the peace we want to preserve. You cannot preserve the peace without the rule of law. The enforcement of the rule of law is very cardinal. It's pertinent to any society. Mr. John Brown, Donald Trump. You think Donald Trump not the major opposition in America? They say one for him. So the major opposition Benin will be on. Our country will not progress. We have people smoking all around the place.
It should
we
be
have people smoking all around the place there. Wait. The drugs are illegal in the country. We have not legalized drugs yet. So if we go anywhere, we find you. We find any institution that is aiding and abetting in the process of drugs or whatever it is. We'll go after them. The law would.
Even the ones that are to the knowledge of the public, why can't you say something about it? I mentioned the suspension of the 3 leaders from the LDA. What happened to them?
The president has it on his desk. He's coming back. So
when is it coming out?
Then at least the ones we're talking about, the ones that is occurring now, that's in that. I mean,
you mentioned the enforcement of rule of law, and I'm just saying it should be impartial. They shouldn't be doing it partially. You know, when it comes to opponent, then the rule of law should be enforced. But when it comes to them or their side, then no.
There's investigation going on. I mean, they have the government, did the people say it was a 2 weeks investigation? They didn't get any time. They should have told us
whether it's going to take long, and even if it is taking long or public, there's going to be this will take longer than we expected. Don't we have that right to know?
Yeah, I will ask Jeremiah Pierre to address the public about that, but I sure they.
I don't think we should be reminding them if they want to follow the rule of law, it should be.
The investigation had no time limit. I mean, there was a committee set up.
They should just inform the public. Even if it will take 6 months, let us know. Update the public. That's all.
I'll let Mommy, and I think Mommy we need to have you on Tuesday here so we can have this debate here, because what's happening here, this investigation been going for months now, and you cannot have
how long has it been?
We don't care.
A month.
6 months or 1 year.
1 or 2 months.
More than 3 months.
Yeah. You cannot have an institution that with 3 key members suspended and everything just quiet. So who running the show?
We have people, the president appointed an officer in charge.
The officer that were in charge, did you listen to what people saying about him?
I mean, I'm pretty all got things to say about people that we nobody will be working out government.
It was something that was put before he at a talk show, so he had to answer.
Nobody will work in government. Everybody got something to say about people in Liberia.
So
nobody concerned about our leader. Yeah. Anyway,
Mommy would love to have
law enforcement should be across the board. That's it. It shouldn't be selective. It shouldn't be selective. Let it be across the board. We want a country that you know is governed by rule of law, but that rule of law should not be selective. That's all we are asking.
It depends. A relative. Who asks you? Who interpret? Who is he going to interpret the selectiveness of the
citizen himself? And people watching from outside, because if you will go and raise somewhere and then the next thing this company is pulling out, these people say they're not coming, this one is not coming, they didn't do a good job. That shows you didn't do a good job. Because if you go and raise somewhere and then people start getting scared, then it means the manner in which you carry on was not proper. It poses threat to people's security.
We go on all around the world.
We agree. We agree.
And this will not stop investors. The reason why more investors come to the country, because we are raiding the people. We are raiding.
And then fight is everywhere. People is obstructed.
That is a positive sign of any country that is a serious country or serious leadership will do with that. And that what with the government.
I hope they will continue to keep it under control, because I can assure you 100% if they continue this one time, another time, there will come a time that they won't be able to continue it. I think we should learn our lesson from 1989. We should learn our lesson from April 6, 1992. We should learn our lesson from April 6. We should learn our lesson from 2003 or 2.
Madam Vice President, all those scared tactics of war coming to the country to tie the hands of the law enforcement will not work.
No, it's not tactics. We should be realistic also. Just before I go, let me tell you this thing. When I ran from Liberia to Ivory Coast on the refugee camp, there was the same thing that were cooking around, and people were telling them, "Y'all learn from Liberia. Oh, that your thing, your day. It can happen in the country. Nothing." 2 years later, what happened to Ivory Coast? So we're not looking at war. It's because of war they in the wheelchair. It's because of war. I was told by rebels. That's the reason why I'm in a wheelchair. So I won't support anything, that has to do with that. But we cannot ignore the fact of things that could lead to that. You can't ignore that. No, so we have to be that. That's why I say I call it short. please let the police act with caution. That's all we are asking. We are not saying they shouldn't carry on, their mandate or what have you that have been given to them, but they should do it with caution. Because you got innocent people living around CDC. That place is not for CDC alone. You got private properties all around there. When you clashing with CDC and start to kill innocent people, I mean, when they get caught in crossfire, what will you say about that? Because the police need to enforce the law. Please, we have to do something. The police need to do better. That's all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. The police need to do better. It's good to have here. Mommy will talk behind the scene. We like your interaction. It'll be good to have a balance, but we will speak to you. It was great having you here. And this is the bottom line. Liberia is a European platform. We've been operating for a while now. But after the show, if we view it tomorrow, we'll have a 500, 600, 700. The usual view, and we'll get most of our viewer on YouTube. So to have that balance, we'd love to have somebody. The interaction is good. And this is where we are. This is the Lord Chilopi, the friend of King Charles in London, and our is in Chicago. The city that hosted the
Black president.
The city that and your own president is who is in Sweden. So
in Sweden, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
So it is where it is. But overall, the program was good. We are also on the 24/7 radio station that we have online. People can download it. The app on the at the top of the screen. If you see that symbol, it's the bottom line. Is you find it on the app stores. If you on the Android iPhone, you can get us. We have 24/7. This program will be relayed again in the morning. So we here, and we're also on YouTube, X, they call it, Instagram, we're all over the place. And it also, the program is on our website as well, the Bottom Line Liberia. So yes, it's good to have you. Let's make things happen in Europe. So
thank you guys. Have a pleasant night. It was nice being on the show. See you again.
You have a fantastic evening. Yeah. So, gentlemen, I like the interaction. We've been here. We was meant to be here 1 hour. We're nearly 2 hours now. So, it was an interesting program. So, I'm not going to ask you guys for parting comment, because when I say parting comment, it's going to be a long. So,
I have a parting comment for us.
1 minute, please.
The result of the DNC in Chicago. The essence.
All right.
Okay, you want for me to say it now?
Yeah, give the party comment.
Yes, I know Liberians worldwide, as we were watching the DNC, if you saw all they did, look at all the motivation speakers, then the area that touches, or the areas that touch the hearts of people, where people are being affected, they chose people to come and speak at that convention. Now, if you watch the Democratic Convention here, politics is a crystal clear game. You put that inside a pound, it will take it up. So you can see that the leaders that came out over there to speak, the governor, former governor, the senator, these are people that are being vetted in the public. They gave them power because they know that they can represent people. So Liberian, we need to learn. You don't just go to convention for you to go take money from who will be the presidential candidate. You bring the issues. You saw what happened. What happened now to Trump is like they had torn Trump into parts because Republican king, they are causing bringing Trump back to our run as a presidential candidate. They are damaging the Republican parties. I told people that I could break that party down. So at the convention, a lot of Republican people came to express their disgust about bringing Trump into that party. So we need to learn. from it, not just when you say convention, we have go there. Oh, Brother Paul, I want to be the president. When they finish selecting the people, then everybody, first of all, for the country problem, for the candidates that you're going to select, let them know what they will be expecting.
Okay.
So Trump has been, I don't know wherever he is, he in pieces. He has caused the Republican Party to fall.
Right. On Tuesday, I think that will be the starting point. If we have Mommy with us on Tuesday, we'll talk about the role women are playing around the world now. See, this could be the first time America going to elect the first female president. They could be. So let's talk on that on Tuesday. So, Francis, you want to tell us good night and how we're going to close out tonight? To our viewers for following us, thank you for being with us. This is the Borderland Discussion. It was good having you here. For those that we could not recognize, either that left the show, I mean, thanks you all for being here. Francis, you want to say something and then we can close up with it?
I mean, that was a good show. I mean, we see you on Tuesday, and you all have a great weekend and stay blessed wherever you are.
And stay blessed. So on that note, I will leave with the Liberian music. So say good night to all of you and see you all on Tuesday.
Boy.
If we're pregnant, speak up.
Only records, Now you bad liquor on a table. You want you to don't can show yourself. Got plenty dancing, now you dancing, you get copy. I say don't can show yourself. You using Chani, Mr. Chani, I say to never don't can show yourself. You say you young boy, your sling on a papa bob. I say don't.